Hello, everyone. This is Brother Benson Media together with Kikao na Sauti. Niko hapa na wenzangu. Wacha nianze na mwenzangu Msimamo. Msimamo, habari gani?
Salama ndugu yangu Ruben. Lakini bado naona najisikiza tena, alafu sauti yako ilikuwa mbali kidogo. Hapo sawa ya. Nashukuru ndugu yangu kwa kweli, kwa siku njema hii. Mungu ametupa tena pumzi kukutana papa hapa. Kwa hiyo kwa kweli shukrani kubwa zimwendee Mwenyezi Mungu haswa, lakini vile vile pia kwa kutuwezesha ndugu yangu pia for the support nashukuru. Lakini kwa wale wapenzi wote ambao haswa wanatufuatilia, niwakaribishe tena kwa moyo mkunjufu haswa. Tuanze hapo hapa ili tuanze kwa pamoja yale Mungu atajalia nao kuzungumza kwa leo. Ndugu yangu Mark pia pokea zangu, basi na wote wale ambao ni waandani wetu na wapenzi wetu haswa wa kipindi hiki. Kwa hiyo si cha zaidi, nirudi tu kwako haswa studio hapo ili tupe ufunguzi kaka yangu Ben. Asante. Mike.
Wale ambao wakulima kutoka sehemu ambao wanapeleka mazao yao pale Ndhiwa Sugar. Wale wanapeleka mazao yao pale, kuna wale wanalalamika kuwa inachukua muda mrefu kabla kulipwa pesa yao. Sijui kama ni ukweli. Unajua jambo hizi ni watu wanasema tu, lakini unajua sisi sasa tukipata vitu kama hizo tunajaribu kueleza jamii watuambie kama ni ukweli ama tu ni mambo za siasa. Na wanasemekana kwamba viongozi wa pale kwamba malipo inachukua muda mrefu kabisa. So wale ambao labda wanapeleka mazao yao pale, kama ni kweli watatuelezea. So hiyo tu ni jambo tu ambayo labda mtu ameniandikia. Unajua mimi siku moja napata tu habari kwamba hebu ongelea jambo hili. Makubura, habari gani?
Niko vyema, nashukuru. Nimefurahi kujiunga na nyinyi leo hii, na acha nikusalimu na nisalimu ndugu yetu Msimamo. Natumai nyinyi wote mko wazima, asanteni. Na vile vile acha nisalimie a good friend Goody at the comment section. Thank you so much for finding time to join us. Good year. Last time we spoke, let me just let you know where I went. I went to VRC. Remember last time you said when you'll be around, you let me know so that we go. So I went to VRC for some days. I don't know whether you remember or you've forgotten. Nice to see you. Yes, I think I'm okay now. Maybe Msimamo amewasalimu.
Yes, Msimamo have done the greetings, and also let me take this opportunity to say hi to Brenda and also to our good friend Goodia. As I was speaking earlier, I was saying that there was somebody who gave me a written note, and she was complaining about the payment dues, especially at Ndewa Sugar Factory. If you are very good well with the topography or the geography of the area. And Ndewa is a company that is in Oria, is in Homa Bay, but they are complaining of payment delays. Farmers are not being paid on time, so there is that delayance in that, and it has taken long. So we don't know how true it is, but somebody was just telling me to share with the audience. So if you are one of the farmers in those areas, you're coming all the way from Ndewa, or you are in Migori. I know quite a number of farmers do take their harvest in that company. So if you are one of them who is also experiencing the same, um, so confirm to us whether it is true or not. This is based on what somebody shared with us, and they were telling us to conceal their identity. That's what is there. Secondly, let's also look at what is trending today. We spoke about the reports about those who have lost their lives, especially under the police custody, and those were the reports. Um, we said that there are almost over 30, and we were just questioning ourselves. Uh, what can be done differently, because we know every time, everywhere, that anytime you need a help, the first person to reach are the police officers, because they are first responders. You know, you have a problem, but if you find that you go there, or you have been arrested but you end up losing your life, so maybe there's something that is not right, you know, we with our forces. So, and what is the way forward, or what can be investigated, so that so we could not experience such deaths in the hands of the first responders, the police. So that is also a report that is there. Makubura, I don't know whether you can weigh your thoughts on that. And
Okay. Yeah, I've seen Good Day saying I've been to Awendo Sugar. Is that the one?
no, let me just ask. It's not Awendo Sugar. This is privately owned. Awendo is in Awendo, but if you take Awendo from Awendo, you can go to Rapogi, then Rapogi Oria. So when you are in Oria, I think that is they're speaking about that one. I think Makubura, you know it.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Okay.
And what else? Why didn't you text? Oh, okay. I will. I will. Yeah. So, okay. Very nice. You've said Brenda is also at the comment, but I've not seen Brenda. Allow me to also say or pass my greetings to her and everybody who is watching. Thank you so much. And I just want to give my views on how employees have been dealing with their. Employers have been dealing with their employees. Employees. I want to tell you, we have a constitution in the Republic of Kenya, and I can tell you it is not being followed. And if I can give you just a glimpse of what I've been seeing around, and not so long, some few days, I've seen quite a number of employers simply making decisions without following the laws, more so the labor laws. People being terminated without any justification or reasons as to why they're being terminated. Most of them are being terminated more so when they have asked or when the employer sense that they are aware of their rights. We've witnessed that not once but several. Uh, we currently have a number of employers who really want to misuse the people, and they want to misuse the people in this sense. They want to, they want to get the services. They want the workers to give the services, but in return, they don't want to pay. That is the culture that is creeping on in the employment sector, and I think it's a serious thing that really needs to be discussed, because it's really making people to get into depression, into debts, things that probably you might not have planned for. Because for example, you find that once you're employed, you will know that at the end of the month or after a certain period, automatically you'll be finding your dues or payment. Having that in mind, remember you'll be planning yourself based on the income or the amount that you'll be expecting. But it's so unfortunate that as much as these employees are planning themselves, you find that the employers are not remitting, the employers are not doing their side. And you cannot even say that the company is not making money or anything, because it is these same employers who are in this company and they are seeing the company is growing, the company is getting money, there is, there is an improvement. Let me put it that way. But at the end, you find that there is no money. So you start asking yourself, what then are the expectations of these employers? It is a serious thing. And I can tell you, there are quite a number of people who are currently following up or having court battles, court cases in regards to the same. And when this has been brought up by whoever gave the information, I can tell you it is a serious challenge, it's a serious problem in the Republic of Kenya that it needs to be looked into very keenly, very seriously. We've seen people getting into depression, people, killing themselves. And if you try follow up, you'll find that there are frustrations on how they're going to just maneuver, frustration on how they've done their best and they're not being paid for what they've worked for. So my take would be, it is happening. Let us not treat it as something that is we are hearing for the first time. We do hear this, and personally, I know quite a number of people who are going through the same termination without proper legal ways, without proper reasons, and people are suffering. People are very much stressed outside here. And that just reminds me that this evening, a friend of mine had called me, just trying to brief me of how tough life was taking him after a certain company decided to simply terminate terminate the employment without properly following the law. So it is not strange. I think probably we need to direct this to the government and the relevant department to take keen note, because it is a serious offense that even the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya does not allow. We have labor laws, international laws. We have people like Atuoli who do come here every now and then speaking about the rights of the workers. But in real sense, I can tell you the rights of the workers have been neglected, and the employers are taking advantage just because they think, because they think that there are no employment and that the country is not does not have so many opportunities. So they want to take that opportunity to misuse the people who are giving the service. That would be my take, and it is wrong. That would be my take.
All right, thank you so much. And if you are coming from that area and you are experiencing the same, just let us know. So the relevant authority or the management of that particular mailing factory should take keen note of that and make sure that the people are being paid their dues, because that's where some of them get the money to take their children to school or to facilitate their daily life. So that is something that is there. Makubu, msimamo, kuna jambo ambalo labda ungeongezea?
Hamna ndugu
Hamna ndugu
yangu.
yangu. Okay, asante sana. Oh, Makubura, there's an observation that I've made, and of late, President William Ruto has been inviting quite a number of people to visit or to have a conversation at State House. And today, President William Ruto invited the watchmen, G4S, Raleigh Falcon, all of them around, I think there were around 5,000 of them or more. And one of the things that the president was speaking about was about changing the name, because they felt that calling them watchmen is not something that dignifies them. So they were proposing for them to the title should be changed. That is one. Also, president also was reminding that there was that salary increment that it is supposed to be done, especially with the employers, that they've not made it. But to me, it's okay for president to have such conversation, especially with the Kenyans who are working in the security sector, private security sector. But one thing that Makobura, one thing that I think should happen, especially that president should do, because to it is okay to host them in the state house, but it's also very wise enough for you to pass a law, as executive should propose a law whereby the members in the security sector or the members in the private security sector, we have what we call a minimum wage. So every employer who wants to employ the watchmen, they should have the law that say that for you to employ such category of people, it should be a minimum wage where you need to pay them. Because the reason why I'm saying that, you see, all these private companies, they get good money, especially to the services they are providing, to the properties.
I know of one. Let me
Yeah.
just give you an example. I know of one.
Mm,
They're paid 30,000 by the company, but then
mhm,
they end up paying 10,000 to the employees, and that is just one. So imagine if they have, let me say, just a small number, 100.
mhm,
You'll find that out of, let me just work with 100.
mhm.
100 by 30, that would be is it 300?
300.
300. Is it really 300 or 3 million?
100 by
Yeah.
30.
Yes.
That is 300.
So just imagine
Mhm,
that out of that amount,
mhm.
you can
Yeah,
hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm saying imagine out of that amount,
The members of parliament should come up with a minimum wage, especially for the private owners that are offering security. Because if you come up with a minimum wage, the companies will pay them. But by just saying that we are changing the name to whatever name you want to give them, or to just giving them the name, but the life itself is not changing, then it doesn't make no sense, you know. So I think the best way could have been, they could have pushed for a minimum wage themselves in their proposal, and they say that, okay, pass a law, yeah, pass a law in parliament that's talk about minimum wage. What should I be paid? One, especially as a new entrant in the service, they will talk about you don't have experience. Yes. So if I do not have experience, what am I going to be paid? For those who have experience, maybe you've worked from G4S and now you're going to Rally Falcon, or you're going to what? And now it will be an internal mechanism to the company that you are going to, and say that, okay, I have an experience of 15 years of being a security guard, or being whatever name they will be given, especially. But to for them for this population, especially the security, I think it is high time the minimum wage should be passed as a law for them, because a majority of those companies that they work with, they have contracts in various organizations that give them a good money, and what they are paying the walinzi si vizuri. Then secondly, the working condition. You know, sometimes some of these guards or some of these walinzi, they do not even have lunch break. You are there from evening to morning to evening. Then, okay, when you go to some shops again, they do not only offer security. Yeah, they can also be assigned some duties with the premises where they are, especially if they are working in supermarkets. You know, we've seen sometimes they're being ordered around by the owners of the premises. So which means those are some of the issues, I think, if they raise those, especially, could have been benefiting for them to, they see in future. Don't just usione to look at 10 years to come, what you're going to earn, you know. Then another thing that also I noticed, that of all the people who have visited the president in the state house, these are the only category of Kenyans who visited the president, and they were sitting in the lawn. They were not sitting in the, walikuwa nakaa chini hapo tu kwa manyasi. So I don't know why. Maybe they were walikuwa wengi sana, or I don't know. Yes, msimamo.
Asante ndugu
Asante
yangu.
ndugu yangu.
Mfanyie tu favor maiki yako angalau nikijisikize tu.
tu.
Mimi nitasema hivi, hii State House si nyumba ya kampeni. Ndilo kwanza niliweke sawa. Pili, hawa security guard ziko kampuni tofauti tofauti, si kampuni moja. Hivyo kwa haya aliyozungumza sawa, lakini je, mbona wakati huu na mbona wakumbuka wakati huu? Je, kutakuwa na tija kwendako, ama ni kwa sababu ya hapa palipofikia kwamba tuna mwaka na kitu na walipobaki, ama mwaka mmoja tuseme ndio umebaki tuende kwa uchaguzi, ndio wamekumbukwa kwa sababu ya kuweza kuhakikisha wananyooshwa nyoyo ziwe sawa ili waamini. So for real, mimi hii misururu ya mkutano State House sikatai, ni mali yetu, ni mahali kwetu, lakini kwa mazingira yapi? Mbona imekuwa mno, ama ni chombo ambacho kinatumika kwa kampeni? Sababu juzi kati tuliona wale village elders wakipostiwa hapo, leo tumeona security guard na kesho tutaona kundi lingine. So it's like it's a new strategy ya kuweza kuhakikisha kwamba inazima ile hasela narrative iliyokuwa wakati ule ya wengi wakaamini kwamba tuendako mambo yatakuwa vizuri, kwa sababu ni kiongozi ambaye anaelewa shida na amelelewa kwa shida na anajua hataweza kuwachupa. That's why tena tunaona haswa hii misururu ya matokeo, maendeleo ambayo yanakuja kwa kasi kwenye kipindi hiki chote, ni kuweza kusahaulishwa yale madhila ambayo tumekuwa na maswali tangia awali kuhusiana na utendakazi na uhakiki. Kwa hiyo mimi sioni jipi hapa, mimi niona ni mpango tu huu kwamba kuweza kusaulishwa na tuone kwamba sasa tuko katika mikono salama na tusaulishwe yale ambayo yanatoa ndani ya maji. Asante.
Okay, asante sana. And I agree with what Goodyear is saying. And you know how I wish, especially the uh, the watchmen, or the name that you want to give them. How I wish they could have had a proposal that look at long term for them, that can benefit them in the long run, because this is this is this is what happens by going to State House alone and talking about all that, and there is no tangible, or there is no law that has been passed especially to improve on your salary, you know. Yeah, that is not going to happen. Again, it should go through parliament, because if it goes to the parliament and the parliament will say, okay, we are bringing a minimum wage entrant, or for the entrant or anybody who is being employed in this sector, provided that you are employed by a registered private security offering company, your minimum wage your minimum wage should be, let's say, like, should be around 20,000. Yeah, that is minimum wage for one person, you know. And that one will be okay, because this one will help you in the near future. Then secondly, when you are entering in this contract, there must be a contract where you signed, and in your employment it should explain, or it should give details on paying your benefits. Is SHA being deducted? Because there are some of these watchmen, they do not
Brother,
have SHA. They do not even, there's no deduction that is being made out
if
of their salary.
I've personally had an interaction. Let me just give you a glimpse of what is happening. There's something like, let me put it, it's something like a contract. And I don't know whether those contracts also, I don't know whether these companies have like legal department, because if you look at how the contracts are structured, they are structured in a way that if you're somebody who understands the law, you will question, because it does not really protect the employee. It only protects the employer, and the terms are too harsh. They are too harsh for the employee, but not the employer. Something else, it is, let me put it, it's a vague kind of contract. Let me use that word. If it's vague, it's something that even if you feel that they've gone against your rights, whatever is captured there cannot really assist you when you are trying to seek for legal redress. So sometimes I looked at those things and then I asked myself, are these companies created to exploit people, or what exactly is happening? Because they are truly not empowering people, but they are simply extorting and misusing people. These people work for more than 12 hours, most of them, majority of them, and they do works at those particular places. They even do things that is out of their out of their job description, and they're being forced to do that most of times. So the question then is, if we see a whole president of the Republic of Kenya calling these particular people to the state house, and then instead of addressing the issues, the pertinent issues, the only thing the president is saying is that we change the name from watchman to private, I don't know what. Is that going to change the life of these individuals? Is that tackling the issues that they've been raising? Is that going to improve their work environment, the terms that they are working under? The truth of the matter is, the president has the power, and as the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya gives him the highest power within the land as the president, these are some of the things that he can simply, by one line, he can rectify. He has the capacity to do that as the president. So the question then that comes again is, was it a political move that the president was making? Because, well, quite a number of people have not gone to state house. Personally, I've never gone to state house. Probably there's this mentality that, for example, if these people are invited to state house, they would have had a glance of how the state house looks. They would have taken photos, and probably in their thinking, their emotions would have been invoked, and then they will say, "This is a good person. He even invited us to the state house." That is what the president is trying to bank on, and I can tell you, it is not going to work. It is not going to work, because the truth of the matter is, the challenges that are being faced by these individuals have not been sorted. They have not been addressed. They have not, there's no keenness that has been taken. Look at what happened the other time when the president seems or looked like he was solving the problem. He gave a directive. Well, let us just assume that even if he did so in goodwill, which probably he didn't, there was no goodwill there, because if there was, we would have seen an implementation of the same. We have departmentals, we have the different departments within the government that are mandated. If it is a matter of supervision, the president gives directive and then the juniors does the implementation. Why was it not implemented? That should then be the question. And that then tells you, if it was coming from the heart of the president, it would have been implemented, because it was a directive from the president. If they never took heed of it, then it tells you that it was a statement that was made to attract, to attract following, to probably attract the attention of this particular watchman. He knows The president knows this is a smart way of looking for votes, because he knows very well these are the gatekeepers. These are the people who opens the gate to the bosses within the big apartments, and they're the people who interact. Probably he thinks that with enticing these particular people, they will have the opportunity to make his ways easier, which is something contrary to what the environment or the people outside here are saying. Let me leave it at that point. You are muted.
Labda niongezee kidogo tu hapo kwa ndugu yangu Mark. Kwanza nashindwa, yeye ndo atawalipa mshahara ama watalipwa na waajiri wao? Na kama si yeye, watakaolipa ni waajiri. Si kampuni moja, ni kampuni tofauti tofauti. Kuna G4S, kuna Rada, mfano kuna kila yana vitengo haswa ama majina yale ama kampuni zile. Je, hawa ambao ni waajiri, yeye amewapangia fungu lipi? Ama wameitwa tu kisha mwisho wa siku waondoke na 3,300 mfukoni tu, ili ionekane tumekinyaga State House, kujenga matumaini na kujaribu kuleta upenzi wa kutafuta kura kwao. Ndaliachia hapo, asante.
Thank you so much. Let me just play this video and then we can get at least what we are talking about.
This morning held talks with thousands of security guards at the State House in Nairobi. The meeting is a continuation of meetings with organized groups. Various Nairobi leaders attended the State House and meeting.
Tunawaheshimu, lakini sasa ile kura imepigwa, wengine wanaanza kuweka viwango. Ndio nikasema mimi nikiwa kiongozi wa taifa letu la Kenya, kwa mapenzi ya Mungu na kwa kura zenu, hapa State House itakuwa mahali ya wananchi wote wa taifa la Kenya. Lakini kusema ukweli, sijawahi kuwa na mkutano mkubwa kama wa leo. Hey! Bwana, leo hapa kuna maneno. Kwa sababu officers wangu wananiambia tuko na watu 27,000 hapa. Na hiyo ndio mkutano mkubwa sana kufanyika hapa State House. Na nimefurahi ya kwamba hiyo mkutano mkubwa wa State House, kwamba mnajitolea through the cold of the night and the silence to welcome us when we arrive, and often the first to confront.
Thank you so much. I wanted to get a clip where it talks about the well-being of these guards who always assist us, especially opening our gates. But if you look at it very keenly, despite the fact that now we have to look at the political side of it, it is indeed true. This is a political rally, and the president has changed the tactics of how is doing his politics. And if you look at it very keenly, president is using the State House as his headquarters, especially to meet various groups, organized groups, and this is something that we are going to see. Remember the other day, some months back, he met the hustlers, especially the people where the young people from Nairobi. And remember, he promised that he's going to meet every young people who is coming from all the counties. So this is the politics of 2027. And to me, some of the promises that the president is making, some of them cannot be actualized. How I wish that the security guards could have taken this opportunity, and by providing proposals that is going to work for them. Yeah. And one of the proposals that we've talked about is our working condition. How are they going to make sure that their employers provide a good working condition, especially with some of them given a very good medical cover? How are they going to be given even time, lunch hour? How are they going to be, especially when they are working in some of these premises they are guarding? They should also not participate in assisting those people to do their services, double work. But this is a political season. At the end of the day, they will decide on who they want to vote for. So that is what I can say.
Let me tell you something. Let me just Let me just give a view on my thinking. Something from my understanding of what I've been seeing, the invitations to the State House, what I've been seeing in terms of the kind of mobilization that is done at the State House, and the people who are being brought in. Hawa tu upangwa, and there's a limit to which they're supposed to speak. Actually, they are being given a guideline. The leaders and the people who are supposed to speak, they are always given a guideline on what to speak about and what not to speak about. So when you see this kind of arrangements, we've seen. Remember what? If you want to see, if you want to, let me just give you a scenario or an example. If you want to know how governments or leaders can, how far they can get when they are looking for sympathy from the people. You remember the story of Sonko when they bought vehicles branded with ODM, colors. Then they went, according to his statement, zikachomwa. And then what did they say? That it was ODM organizing and all those kind of things to get the sympathy of the people, to evoke the emotions of the people. It is the similar thing that the president is doing. The president is simply calling these people, having known very well in his mind, and of course the people around him, that this is a smart way of trying to evoke the emotions of the people at the low level. The same tactics was used or were used during the Asla Nation. You remember the Aslas? State House itakuwa yenu. You remember the Aslas? Mtatoka chini from bottom mkuwe juu. Hii serikali itakuwa ya mama mboga na sijui watu wa bodaboda. When the cabinet secretaries were being appointed, there was none. Well, the other question that people might ask is, are there no bodaboda people who have who are learned? Some of them are very much learned, having masters, having even doctorates. We've always seen these things on the streets. Hawa watu wenye wanafanya mama mboga or those kind of things, it is not that they are not learning. It is because the opportunities and the environment has not given them an easy way to thrive in whatever they are doing. If the president had good intentions of solving the challenges and the problems of these particular people, he would have addressed these particular issues, not even calling these people to the State House. This is a big number. Probably there was what was spent. Do keen scrutiny. You'll find that either their bosses or these people are given money to transport these people to the State House. That is the truth of the matter. Just wait and see. It will come out. And this culture of misusing the public money while doing campaigns or in matters of doing campaigns, it is a wrong thing. They keep saying that there is no money. I saw there's something I saw that they're also trying to look for money from IMF to fund. I saw that message. They're trying to look for money from IMF to fund.
Kindly check your internet.
I'll get that. I'll
Check your
look
internet.
into it.
You're breaking.
So it is so. Ndio maana.
Check your internet, brother. Okay, and Makobura, you've spoken of something that is very, very.
You can hear me now.
Yeah. Let me just you taking advantage of the situation. When you look at the political class, taking the advantage of the situation. For example, the state, or maybe we can call the financial status or the financial strength of the people they are serving, and using that especially to buy that status so that they can get votes. That it is an intelligent way of buying their votes. For instance, we are speaking about the challenges that especially the watchmen are going through. We know because like these are people that we meet on the street. These are people that actually we meet them when they're our places of work on some of the treatments that they usually get, you know. But we know those situations. And now the president is coming and okay, we are changing the name, the title. We are no longer going to call them watchmen. Yes, we are changing that. But how can we especially change their way of life, you know? How can we change their way of life so that one, they can have a very good pay? Because some of them take longer hours working, you know. How can we change that? How can we improve their life? That is what I'm kind of like asking, you know. And another thing that also maybe you can talk about, the people themselves, do they understand their worth? Or it is just a matter of knowing very well that, okay, we are poor and we've been called, or we are like this and we've been called. So we are just going to be very happy after being given a small token. Okay, we've lost Makobura. Thank you so much. Msimamo, mimi nataka kukuuliza swali na labda wewe pia unaweza katuambia. Kuna hii kasumba ambayo unaweza sema maviongozi wetu ambao wako katika siasa huwa wanaangalia umaskini wako, na wakishaangalia umaskini wako wanataka kutumia umaskini wako kupata kura. Unadhani ni siku gani itakuja kama viongozi ambao wakitaka kutatua jambo wasiangalie hali yako ya kawaida ama hali yako ya maisha, na wafanye jambo ambalo litadumu? Tukisema kwamba leo tunataka kumaliza umaskini, tunafanya jambo ambalo halitakuwa tena, tutakuja kupitia hayo. Unapata maviongozi wetu leo wanafanya hivi, keshoe bado utafuata tu hiyo shida tu ndio bado lipo. Unapata kwamba hawatatui shida za wananchi, lakini wanatumia umaskini wa wananchi kutafuta kura ama kununua kura zao.
Yes, before okay.
Endelea tu Mark.
Okay, thank you Msimamo. I'll just be brief and then you can pick up. I wanted to finish my statement like I was saying before. It doesn't make sense. We have to be very realistic and very truthful because we are living in a country, and of course this is a country that has, there's so many things within Kenya. The economy is there, of course. The economy is not currently friendly to the normal wananchi. That is the truth of the matter. I can tell you, if you are living in Nairobi and you're being paid, remember I'd quoted 10,000. Majority of them are paying from 7,000 to 9,000, except the few, that is the SGs. Is it the SGS? The one written SGS. There's one called BM, and there's Total is also paying past 10. Yeah, and G4S. Probably those are the ones that are currently not paying less than maybe 15 or 16, but majority of them are paying from 7,000. I can tell you, you cannot survive with that amount in Nairobi. That is the truth of the matter, and that is why you find that how watu wanang'ang'ana. These people are struggling to do their best. These people are struggling to even just survive, and it really pains when you find that. These people cannot survive easily because the people who are supposed to be taking good care of them, instead of tackling the issues affecting them, this was the best opportunity, meeting the President of the Republic of Kenya, and you are the heads of the security apparatus. You are the private companies associated. This was the best time to present forward the issues affecting this particular sector. But instead, what did they do? They decided to take these particular people there, and then they decided to keep quiet, and wakakubali kupangwa, changing the name from watchman or whatever to private security. It is not going to solve the problem. It is not going to change the lives of these people. Well, let me tell you, it is not, this is a common name that has always been there. There's no way, even if the president decide to change it to special elites, whatever, it is, the people will not use it. The name that is you that people are used, the people are used to is watchman, if not watchman, guard. And it is, there's nothing wrong with that, so long as you increase the pay, and hata ukiitwa umbwa, so long as unalipwa, there's no problem. The problem here is the pay, the environment at work, the terms. Those are the issues. Let the president, through his people, decide on how these things are going to be changed. Let them not tell us about changing the name, because changing the name is not solving the lives of these people. You are muted.
Msimamo, hebu we uko na maoni gani?
Maoni yangu mimi ni mafupi, kwa sababu nimeshalizungumzia hili kwamba hii ni sawa tu na hustler narrative. Kwa hiyo cha msingi ni kwamba hapa ugonjwa ni wao viongozi wanaujua, kwa sababu wananchi wanakimbilia kwenye kazi za watchmen, wanapata madhila yote, masaibu na yote machungu wanapita nayo, because hakuna uhaba kwanza wa kazi. Hivyo ujeuri wa hawa waajiri ambao ni waajiri wa hawa watchmen, wana mbavu ya kuzungumza. Wewe unaacha kazi wakati wewe mwenyewe unajua wazi fika kwamba hakuna kazi katika taarifa tano unaringa kwa watalipa watakavyo, kutokana kwamba viongozi wetu ambao wanafaa swa walete shilingi iwe inatawala mifukoni mwa mwananchi wameshindwa. Usomi ni wengi, kazi hakuna. So wanajua chanzo, lakini kwa sababu wanajua kwamba hawa wanapitia machungu haya na haya, ndio wa kwanza mstari wa mbele kujiweka wao, wanajali zaidi. Unaona, hadi kwamba kujali kwamba wanajali zaidi, lazima wabadilishe jina kutoka kwa watchman mpaka sio kwa private watch. So hii yote ni kwa sababu wanaelewa fika kwamba hawa ni nzige tu wa kawaida. Kwa hiyo kura ndo wanahitaji kutoka kwao, kwa kujaribu kujenga matumaini yale, lakini kwa kweli hakuna lolote hapa zaidi ya kwamba hii ni kampeni imeanza, na kwa sababu ground inamkalia ngumu sasa hivi, mbinu mpya ni hii ya kuweza kuleta wale ambao wanafinyilika kwa aina moja ama nyingine pale State House, kisha mwisho wa siku hao hayatakwenda bure, lazima tena shilingi tena ya Mkenya pale itatumika. Hizo 3,300 kama hawa watu ni 10,000, hiyo ni hela nyingi ambayo imetumika kwa siku kula na vinywaji na kuweza kusafirishwa hapo mpaka pale, na tena waajiri nao wamekula kande yao. Kwa kweli pesa yetu inatumika kiholela kwa wale ambao hawana kujali, wanajali matumbo yao na wanatutumia kama kanga wenye chongo kuweza kufungua macho. Asante.
Okay, asante sana. And this one I think also
just one thing I wanted to also put across before kindly. When I first came to Nairobi, I didn't have also a job or anything. So I partly worked as a security person. And I remember it was in Kitengela, in this company called EPZ. So I remember the first time I went, there was a company that was given a contract. And then we were partly there, and then our new company came. And by then I was very young. So when this new company, I think the other one gave me a chance because it was for like a month, because they knew they were exiting. So when a new one came, I would not mention. I don't want to mention, but they have an office here in Ngong Road. Probably they have an office here in Ngong Road. So I remember when they were transitioning, and we were now reapplying, and if I remember the tough guidelines that were there, And I can tell you there are bribes. Even getting into this particular security firms, people pay bribes, and it's a lot of money. I can tell you. Unazungushwa. Somebody told us, oh, there is now a new company coming. I want to connect you with people who are working within. And now we were introduced, and we were told to have our papers, and then we go to the headquarters. So we went to the headquarters. Now we are trying to call this person. We had given something small according to what we had been told, and the person is not answering. When we call the person who did refer us to them, then tunaanza kupangwa pangwa, and that is how it went. And then I can tell you, and when they give you a contract, they take your certificates. I have a friend who actually they employed that within that period. Me, they denied me a chance. They told me I was still young, that by then I had not reached 25. They said they wanted someone from 25 and above. I think I was 20 or 21. So they told me if they give me an opportunity, that hiyo kazi ni ngumu, nitatoroka na vitu zao na nikimbie nirudi kwetu. So I want to tell you the kind of frustration these people go through. Their certificates, before you sign the contract, they take your certificate, form 4, the latest certificate, and probably 2 documents and your birth certificate. And you know very well in Kenya, the NEC, they will only give you one copy. They want original versions of KCSE certificate. So they know very well that they've captured you. There's nowhere you can go. If suppose you really want to progress in life, you will have to get back and ask for their help. And something else I can tell you, these things that you see these people putting on is the uniform. If you see the amount of money that these people are being deducted on a monthly basis, I can tell you for free, it's too much. You find that for just viatu hizi zenye wanavaa, unapata mtu anakatwa 7,000 and probably kiatu ni 2,000 ama 1,500, and there's nothing you can do. You cannot even complain. If you complain, utaambiwa that is the policy. You find that, for example, you want to leave let me say you've worked a whole month and probably you want to leave, you've written a resignation, you've taken it back there. They will not process it. They will not pay you. If you try following up, they will start telling you, oh, you never finished paying the uniform, you never finished. And then now they have your documents and there's nothing you can do. And most of these people cannot even look for legal, cannot go the legal way, where they look for professionals to do a follow-up on them, because they also fear that if you look for wakili, it is so much, it's a lot of money that they probably will not afford. So most of them, you find that somebody wants to leave this particular job as a watchman, but they can never progress, because anything or any opportunity where unaenda kuandikwa na unatumia your documents, you cannot move, because hao watu wamekushikilia, wameshika vitu zako, wanakwambia sijui ulipe nini. So those are the kind of the most difficult things these people are facing, and I think that is one thing that should be addressed, because almost all of these particular companies, they take the most critical documentation certificates, the original ones, and it is really frustrating these people.
Oh, okay. And Makobura, I agree with you, and that's why I usually tell that sometimes it requires a good leadership, and this good leadership is it does not only stop with the presidency, but it stops with our representatives, especially the MCAs, the members of parliament, the women rep, and all that, because like they are the eyes of the people, and such like frustration when it reach their desk, majority of them sometimes do not even care about. And that one reminds me, even there was a time I was having a conversation, especially with majority of the border, especially when it come to how they secure loans, especially to get the motorbikes. You find that the contract they sign, especially when they are acquiring these motorbikes, do not favor them, because one, the person who drafts this is a lawyer who is associated with the lending or the lending company. So you find that maybe you've been remitting, or like you're told to pay 300 per day. You pay 300 and you only miss a day. then the next minute they are coming for their motorbike, which doesn't make sense, you know, because like because like you are signing something that you are not knowledgeable about. Because one of the things that also is also disadvantageous to them, they usually don't understand these contracts, you know. Yeah, because you are coming out of frustration, and that's why I was telling, like taking advantage, the social advantage of a particular group, because they know that their social status, they need this job, and their condition are worse, so they will have to get the job if opportunity provide itself. But still, the job is not going to even assist them or help them to facilitate their daily living, because the contracts themselves are frustrating to them. So I think we need a crop of leaders who will always actually assist the people that they represent. Makubura, there's this issue that has been going on between the CS for Interior, Kipchumba Murkomen, and Rigathi Gachagua, back and forth, whereby, if Rigathi Gachagua make a political pronouncement, then the CS for Interior will follow it up with the same political statement. How does this one put the security of the country? Because, like, Kipchumba Murkomen is not only, he is not a CS for Jubilee, or is not a CS for two-term, is a CS for the whole republic. But if it reaches a point whereby, as a CS, and now you come back and forth with the political personalities, how does this one put the office of the CS? Maybe to begin with, Musimamo.
Okay.
Swali limenipita hili.
Wacha nijaribu kwa Kiswahili, lakini siko vizuri sana. Kwa muda mrefu tumeona majibizano kati ya aliyekuwa naibu wa rais Rigathi Gachagua na Kipchumba Murkomen, ambaye ni waziri wa usalama wa nchi za ndani, na imekuwa ni kama sasa siasa. Na sasa ukiona kama Rigathi labda anaweza sema jambo fulani, Kipchumba Murkomen anakuja sema jambo fulani, na matamshi yake sasa inakuwa ni kisiasa. Na unajua kweli Kipchumba Murkomen ni waziri wa Kenya, yeah? Sasa we kwako unaona shida iko wapi, ama jambo gani unaweza sema kuhusiana na haya majibizano ambayo inatokana kati ya Kipchumba Murkomen na Rigathi Gachagua?
Kaka, kiukweli ni kwamba hapa kuna kizungumkuti, maana yani sijui niliekeje, ila tu wacha nilichanganye ndoto pamoja na kichwa cha leo cha why cracks in united opposition, na hili ambalo nimeliweka haswa na usalama na mambo yalivyo. Au kwa mfano sasa hivi tukizungumzia hali halisi ya mambo yalivyofanyika haswa katika uteuzi, mfano tuchukulie mfano haswa wa OCS wale wa Nairobi, kuweza kudominate kwa jamii moja. Mfano Mheshimiwa Gachagua alizungumza hili. Je, swali najiuliza mimi, msimamo atakuwa amezungumzia vibaya? Maana jambo moja ndio ukiangalia wamedominate sehemu nyingi haswa katika jiji lile. Je, tukisema hii nyumba si tunalipiga jiba bure, hii inanuka nyama, itakuwa tuna makosa? Lakini katika haya majibizano ya Gachagua na Kipchumba Murkomen ambaye ni waziri wa usalama wa ndani, ni kwamba ukiangalia swali yale anazungumza na Gachagua yana mantiki zaidi, kwa sababu shasiku kufuatilia unagundua wafika kwamba kuna utepetevu haswa upande huu wa wizara. Hivyo haya majibiziano ndio ni ya kisiasa, kwa sababu kweli tumeshuhudia si mara moja mara mbili haswa mawaziri wenyewe haswa kujitoa kimasomaso na maspika kuweza kupiga kampeni kama kawaida kinyume na katiba. Lakini nini kiko pale? Mimi naona na rejea nyuma haswa kwa wakati ule wa mheshimiwa marehemu Matiba wakigombana na Ford wakati ule, Ford ikapasuka mara mbili na huku na kule. Ni mtindo huu ambao unaletwa tena upya. Kwa hiyo mheshimiwa Gachagua ndiyo sawa, anagombana na anazungumza na kusema masuala haya yote tunazungumzia kama hili swali, lakini mimi mwisho wa siku najiuliza haswa nini, mbona kunaonekana mgawanyiko huu? Je, mfumo ule ule uliotumika wakati ule wa kuweza kugawa haswa wao wanasiasa wakashindwa kuelewana wakati huo, ndio huu mfumo ambao unatumika sasa hivi? Ukitazama kiundani ni kama maneno yanawiana.
Labda tu nikuulize swali. Unadhani waziri hako sahihi? Kwa sababu kwa matamshi ambayo yanatolewa na Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua kumjibu, unadhani waziri hako sahihi?
Waziri hayuko sahihi kwa sababu yeye anazungumzia tu kwa sababu ya kwamba anachukulia tu ule ubepala ama kifua ama majivuno ama kujienua kwamba yeye ni waziri wa ndani, lazima heshima, lakini yale anazungumzwa na Gachagua ni kweli, na yale tunayashuhudia sie wenyewe kama wananchi pia ni kweli kwamba hayuko sahihi, kwa sababu itakuwaje aswa Nairobi nzima OCS wao wa jamii moja? Nini kinataka kufanyika hapo? Kwani jamii zingine zote hazistahili? Kwa hili likizungumziwa, si kwamba labda pengine aje juu kwamba huyu jamaa na tumemwelewa, tunaona kwamba yote haya, mimi najua the long game, in the long run, huko mwisho tunakokwenda ndio haya tunaona mgawanyiko kabeni, tunaona mgawanyiko huu. Mwisho wa siku Gachagua ameacha ajitangaange na mafuta yake, ajione kwamba yeye ndio kidume, lakini mwisho wa siku achunge kwamba kapu hii atakuja kusukumia mlima na hawa viongozi wote watatimka, kila mtu na njia yake. Tushaona kina Munya, tushaona kina Muturi, tushaona hawa wengine kuweza kugawanyika. Yote ni kwa sababu gani? Kwa sababu ya huu mwingiliano, kwa sababu hawa marafiki wote wanampa hizi information Gachagua na everything, si wote wazuri kwake. Haya matamshi anayozungumza ndiyo sawa, yanalenga, ndio yanayofanyika sawa, lakini mbona anampa kifua kiasi kwamba mwisho wa siku hawa ndugu zake ambao anafaa ungane nao ili kuweza kutimiza neno one time, mwisho wa siku watagombana na hawako mbali, kwa sababu kila dalili tunaiona sasa hivi kwamba kuna huo mgawanyiko na mpasuko, unaona. Na hilo ndio linalotakiwa, kwamba Gachagua akishasukuma na watu wake, hata kama mlima Kenya hautagawaika, wote utaungana, lakini kama hawa viongozi wa jamii zingine watajitenga, itakuwa hana mashiko popote, kwa sababu mwisho wa siku wandani ambao wanampa Gachagua hii nguvu yote na haya maneno yote anazungumza, mwisho wa siku wao watamwambia simama urais, kwa sababu nguvu unayo. Hawa jamaa wengine akitazama pengine dola ameshaekewa hapo, na pengine dola ile imezungushwa mlango wa nyuma, imetumwa kutoka nje. Mwisho wa siku dola ile ile imetoka kutoka kwa serikali. Kimtazamo wangu tu mimi, ni mtazamo tu, kimaoni yangu, kisha donge lile lile atajihisi kwamba mimi mbona na hela za kutosha za kuweza kufanya campaign na everything, alafu naeleweka mimi nishapiga, mimi niko mateo ya juu. Unaona kaka, then the same thing applies kwa hawa ambao wataweza kumtumia haswa Gachagua kuweza kumkwepa, kwa sababu kuona kwamba wanafinyilika, jamaa vyao havina nini, pia wao nao si ajabu wakabagiwa tena meza, haswa adonge lile kwenye meza. So hapa kuna crack ambayo inalazimishwa bapiga huwa inanikumbusha 2000, inanikumbusha enzi hizo za kina Matiba Katanga.
Thank you so much for your contribution. Makobura, maybe I want to know your thought from where you sit. All this back and forth between Rigathi Gachagua and CS Kipchumba Murkomen, do you see it is a good thing, especially for Murkomen? And when you look at also on the side of Rigathi Gachagua, because there are those fears that some of the remarks that are being made by Rigathi Gachagua might be insightful, or they might destabilize, the country. That's according to the security. And Kipchumba Murkomen being a security, CS who is in charge of security, going back and forth, especially on this political. What is your thought on that?
I've had quite a number of leaders, including Senator Cherargei, coming out to say that Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen is an incompetent Cabinet Secretary. I've heard that from Kipchumba. I've heard that, of course, from Rigathi and quite a number of his associates. But let's be truthful enough and do an analysis of first the position and what the Constitution says or talks about. Kipchumba Murkomen is a Cabinet Secretary for Interior. A docket that the most sensitive, let me put it so, and it is even in the Constitution that it is the most sensitive docket, and it requires the most sober, a sober leader, a leader who focuses on security matters of the country. It is so unfortunate that a Cabinet Secretary who is a lawyer, for that matter, an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, and not just an advocate, is even a lecturer, not once but several times. He even said that he taught Senator Cherargei. So we expect him to behave as a professional, as somebody who is learned. It is so embarrassing that Kipchumba Murkomen is going against the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, a constitution that he is part of those people who are trying to educate people about it. The Constitution is very clear. A cabinet secretaries are not supposed to involve themselves in matters of politicking within the country. They're supposed to be spearheading government projects and plans. And that then brings the next question. When you see these leaders, including his own senator, speaking about his incompetence, then is it true? Let us analyze some of the decisions Kipchumba Murkomen has always made. Kipchumba Murkomen, not once but several times, has been accused by the people of Kenya. The other time, remember, he made very, I even don't know how to put this, the statement that he made during the demonstrations that were going on. And we saw the president also coming out to say that you shoot their legs. And Kipchumba came out to defend. When the people of Kenya started asking pertinent questions, he was kind of trying to withdraw from his statement, saying that he was misunderstood. And this is not the first time. We've seen him making some reckless remarks which are not supposed to be made by a cabinet secretary in his docket, because it is the most sensitive. The words that comes out from Kipchumba Murkomen are the ones that can cause a lot of insecurity within the Republic of Kenya than what he is trying to accuse others of. Rigathi Gachagua is, let me put it in quotes, an opposition member. And that is the truth of the matter. The Constitution of the Republic of Kenya gives any Kenyan, and not just any Kenyan, even leaders, a good reason to oppose a government. It is right to oppose the government.
Makobura, let me just follow up. If the Constitution gives them that leeway, or Constitution provide for that, but is there a limitation or is there?
I'm coming to that.
Of what you should say, because that one is also is a concern.
I was getting to that.
You also have to look at, as an opposition leader, you have to look at what is it that I can do that cannot plunge country into chaos.
That is what I'm getting into. And this is what I'm saying. Rigathi Gachagua is an opposition leader. And just like any other Kenyan, they have the leeway or the constitutional rights to challenge the government in power. But they're supposed to be doing so within the framework of the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya. If a Kenyan or Rigathi Gachagua has made statements which are threatening the national security of the Republic of Kenya, then there are procedures, there are departments, there are people who are supposed to take that particular statement or that particular action to ensure that Rigathi Gachagua is taken through the relevant authorities within the country. Rigathi Gachagua is not above the law. That is the truth of the matter. Kipchumba Murkomen has always confirmed, not once but several times, that Rigathi Gachagua is not above the law. If he's not above the law, why can't they face Rigathi Gachagua and do what is necessary instead of a cabinet secretary in charge of interior coming out to also make political statements which are not serving the whole thing that the people of Kenya expect from him? He's supposed to be simply, if he thinks or he believes that his juniors are not working or taking actions, he's supposed to give them instructions. After giving the instruction, he's supposed to sit back and relax and wait to see whether it is implemented. Coming out to also start giving political statements is not solving, and it is actually worsening the situation. That is what a sober leader and a true leader would do in such kind of situations. But the many times that Kipchumba Murkomen has always been coming out, he has been coming out to make statement against or a rebattling statement. Rebattling to mean if that one came with a fire of a degree of, let me say, 50%, he increases is to probably 60 or 70%. That is not solving the challenges or the problems of the Republic of Kenya. Let him come out and tackle issues following the laws of the Republic of Kenya. We have this department that is supposed to deal with rhetoric statements. How is it called?
That one doesn't work, Makobura. NCIC.
It,
That
okay,
is
well, it doesn't work. But remember, we have a president, we have a constitution, and the constitution gives them the power. These people are being paid, Brother Benson. I don't think it is right for us to come and say it is true, it doesn't work.
Makobura, we are not new in Jerusalem. We are not new
That's
in
what I'm
Jerusalem.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
They've never done something that is tangible. We've always seen these inflammatory remarks coming from the leaders, but none of them, to say, not even like in the administration of President William Ruto, way back, it's ever since this commission was formed.
I agree. I agree with you. But remember, we have a president, and the president is in charge. So if it is not working, then it should be disbanded. I think that is the best thing that should be done. The other day, I saw them doing recruitment. Quite a number of people are being employed in that particular department. What are they then doing? If they're not working, the best thing is let the president do what is necessary. Let them follow the constitution and disband it. But if you see a cabinet secretary coming out to rebuttal or to make political statements, it is something that should be questioned. And that is why I'm saying Kipchumba Murkomen can do better. Let me close by saying that he can do better by doing what is right. Let him not come out to behave like a normal politician. The position that he's holding does not allow him to get to the levels that he is currently getting into.
I think like what is happening, we've become immune of following what is required of us as a law, what the law requires us to do. And this is not only happening with those leadership that are in administration right now, but it is our normal, even the united opposition. Look at what happened with the the member of parliament, the remarks that he made. Look what the CS made. You can go and listen to what Arun Cherot said when he was in Kericho. Go to Nelson Koech and all these leaders, not only from all the divide, because they know on how they maneuver, or they know when it suits them to do so. So when I listened to the NCIC the other day giving pressure and doing that, but you look at the history where we've come from, especially inflammatory remarks that are being made by leaders. And by the way, Makobura, if to be sincere, a majority of Kenyans, a good number of Kenyans, so a larger percentage of Kenyans, none of them usually make these inflammatory remarks. The inflammatory remarks usually comes from the leaders, and they're the people who sometimes after making these inflammatory remarks, they create chaos. And that's why I was telling you this. that the leaders have always known on how to take advantage of the situation. Yeah, they know the volatile, how it's very, very volatile. Like right now, for instance, we are having the groups of 2-term and 1-term, they know what, if they speak, will drive the motions of the people, whoever in, and they don't do it in unknowingly. They know, because like I tend to believe that when any of these political leaders are having their rallies, before they go to podium, they must have a place where the pre speech or the pre rally, where they go and converge, talk, and say that, okay, this is going to be the theme of the day. Because we usually see that, you see that when somebody comes on the podium, they will always, more often than not, they speak on the same line of thought. It means like they have that premeditated. It's something that they've spoken about, and they know this is what our audience would want to listen to, whether inflammatory. Then after that, they come that, okay, I was misquoted. That is not what I meant. But if you go to the videos, or you go to the footage of what happened, you know, the, it's exactly opposite of what they said, that I was misquoted, Makobura. So as much as we can say that, okay, the this commission department, this commission of NCIC, but also it requires the responsibility of a leader. You know, what you should filter on what you are saying. You cannot just come and uh, uh, you monopolize the views of the people, or you monopolize the thinking thought of the people, that, okay, this place is a 2-term, we are not going to vote a 1-term. This place is a 1-term, we are not going to vote 2-term. No, give the people that opportunity to choose from where they want to vote, or where they want to vote, because that is democratic right. That is what constitution provides. That is what I think.
Kaka, sijui niongezee kidogo. Sikuwa mnanipata?
Yes, proceed.
Nasikika? Yeah. Kwa kuongezea, mimi ni hivi lazima turudi katika foundation ya msingi wetu wa katiba. Viongozi wakiitii na kuiheshimu katiba, mwongozo ule ule, tutaondokana na hili. Lakini kama viongozi hawatatilia mkazo hii katiba ambayo imeweka wazi kila kitu, tutashuhudia haya ambayo tunazungumzia hapa. Kwa kila tume itakaowekwa, kitawekwa mtu fulani ambaye ataweza kukaa pale kwa ajili ya either iwe ni hiyo tume ya NC mlivyozungumza, ama ni tume ya uchaguzi, ama ni tume gani. Kila tume ile itakaotengwa lazima itakaoekwa na kutwikwa majukumu yale, atakayebandikwa pale yuko kwa ajili ya nini. The same thing applies kwa nyadhifa kama vile za mawaziri ama za uwaziri ule. Mtu anawekwa pale kwa niaba ya mtu ama kwa niaba ya kiongozi, kinyume na katiba. Kwa sababu ukiangalia hata uteuzi wenyewe hasa wa mawaziri hawa, ukitathmini haswa kimuongozo wa katiba, hayajafuatwa kikamilifu, kwa sababu katiba ina jinsi yake ambavyo inahitaji haswa mawaziri wateuliwe. Lakini ukitazama the way waliteuliwa, wengi wao waligombea nyadhifa, wengi wao walikuwa haswa katika position hizi za siasa, na mwisho wa siku lazima watakaa kisiasa katika nyadhifa zao. Lakini na wale ambao watatukwa majukumu haswa ya kuweza kutetea pale ambapo wanastahili kwa niaba ya Mkenya, unakuwa ni ngumu. Kwa hiyo lazima viongozi haswa either wa serikali ama wa opposition, wale ambao wanatamia kutengeneza serikali, kwanza watii kwamba lazima ifuatwe katiba kwa faida haswa ya Mkenya. Lakini kama katiba itakuwa kisogo, basi tutashuhudia haya ya malumbano, lakini mwisho wa siku hawa wanaturuka huku na wengine wanakuja upande huu na wengine wanatoka kule wanakuja upande huu. Kama inakuwa ni mwendelezo wa siasa hiyo, lakini mwisho wa siku anayehamia ni ule mpiga kura ambaye ni Mkenya wa kawaida. Mimi nitaka kuanzia hapo padogo tu jamani, asante.
Okay, thank you, Msimamo. Sorry, I was muted. I didn't realize I was muted. Thank you so much, and allow me to just acknowledge the presence of Judith at the comment section. Allow me to acknowledge the presence of Agong Nyakila at the comment section. There is also, of course, Goodia, Brenda, and everyone else who is watching. I want to remind you that this is Brother Benson Media, and we're also live on our sister channel Kikao na Sauti. If you are watching for the first time, we request that you kindly like and subscribe, because if you do so, it is a way of supporting us. Now, as usual, we over here will always be grateful for your support. And thank you so much. So, Brother Simamo, there is this statement that I was getting from the opposition leaders. I just want to read them out so that you can hear this statement. This is George Natembeya, who is the governor of Trans Nzoia. He's saying that sisi kama upinzani tunaonekana sahihi ni kama hatuko pamoja, lakini tukikumbuka Ruto ndiye atakuwa president, in case tukikosa kuelewana, inabidi turudiane pamoja mbio mbio na tushikane kama glue, kwa sababu tunajua huyu jamaa ile design atatufinya akirudi kwa kiti in kiti 2027 ni mbaya. We have to win. That is Natembeya. Aya, huyu anaitwa Kate Waruguru anasema DCP is equal to the task of going it alone in 2027 election, and Rigathi Gachagua is capable of winning that election. That is now Kate Waruguru, who is the former women rep of Laikipia. Is it Laikipia? Yes. Aya, this is Senator Onyonka. Onyonka here is saying, Wamunyoro, you are making us uncomfortable. You keep saying you have the numbers and that no one should come to Mount Kenya because you believe those of us who do not have 4 million votes cannot become president of Kenya. This time, we are telling you that it is our turn. And of course, I saw Rigathi Gachagua coming out to criticize or to say that, his close ally is saying that Matiang'i is a mole of the government. Ni nini inafanyika bwana Msimamo? What is happening on the opposition side? Wameshikamana ama ni nini?
Kaka tusilaumu mguu wa kuume kisa umetangulia. Tukumbuke pia mguu wa kushoto utatangulia vile vile pia, na mguu wa kuume ama wa kulia ule na utabaki nyuma. Kabla kwanza tulaumu hawa viongozi wa net position, turudi katika mbinu zinazotumika katika hii siasa ya Kenya tangia enzi zile ambazo nimezungumzia awali hapa za kina Matiba. Nini hawa viongozi wanakaa wanaangalia, haswa wale ambao wanafungamana na serikali? Wanaangalia ni nani ana sauti. Wakigundua ni Msimamo ndio mwenye sauti, wanaangalia haswa ni njia gani sahihi za kuweza kuhakikisha kwamba sauti hii tunaizima mazima. So turudi katika baadhi ya mbinu ambazo zinatumika, ama kimtazamo wangu ambazo naona kwamba zinatumika mimi kama Msimamo. La kwanza, aidha asafirishwe mbinguni au alemazwe aidha kwa ugonjwa fulani hivi, lakini ama atumiwe haswa wa ndani kuhakikisha kwamba wanamwambia mzee, unatosha, wewe ndio wewe. Unaona sasa, watengeneze ile kitu ambao itamfanya mtu ajisikie kwamba bila yeye hakuna kitu kingine, yeye ndio huyu kusema, kama sasa hivi ambavyo tupo haswa, ambapo mheshimiwa Gachagua ameingia katika hiyo trap vizuri mno, kwamba anajiona kwamba ni yeye haswa, kwamba ana numbers, chama chake ndicho ambacho haswa kimeweza kuja kwa kasi zaidi na kupiku vyama vingine vile vyote ambavyo viko mlima, na pia na kwingine, lakini pia vile vile yeye anakuta ndio yeye mwenye kusema haswa, kwa sababu ametengeza jambo la tija zaidi ya ulikalao, kiasi kwamba hawa wengine hawajaweza kulitengeneza jambo ambalo hawa wengine lina kila matamshi na kwa kila kauli zile ambazo wanazitengeneza basi zinawatema nje wenyewe. Nini kinatumika hapa? Ni hawa viongozi ambao wanaiangalia hii siasa kwa jicho lingine la tatu, na wasipochunga united opposition watagawiwa haswa, kila mtu na njia yake. Yani hao watakuwa sawa sana mnara wa Babeli, kila mtu atazungumza lugha yake. Yule akimwambia lete jiwe, huwa analeta panga, na hapako mbali, yani pamekaribia haswa ili hisabu ikamilike zaidi, kwa sababu mwisho wa siku Gachagua tambua unatosha na uwezo unao, hata hela hizi ataweza kupewa, na pembeni hata asipewe na hao ndugu zake, lakini zaweza toka hata nje kwa marafiki kutoka nje, watumike wengine, ambao bwana pesa ya kampeni ndio hii na kila kitu cha kupewa. Maana tuliyashuhudia haya kina mwenda zake kina Matiba wakati ule wa mgawanyiko wa Ford. Kama ukifuatilia hiyo historia ndugu yangu Mark, na naomba pia uifuatilie zaidi, ndio utaijua hasa zaidi nini kilijiri wakati huo, na mwisho wa siku mgawanyiko wa Kibaki na wengine hapo viongozi mzee akaingia haswa katika uongozi. Ndio hili ambalo tunaliona sasa hivi. Kunatengenezwa umaarufu wa mtu wa lazima, kisha mwisho umaarufu ule ndio utakomkaanga. Hususa mheshimiwa Gachagua alipofikia ameingia katika hii trap, yani anakuta kwamba bila yeye united opposition haizi wamsikize kile ambacho ataamua. Tukikumbuka kuna interview fulani alisema yeye hata kama mahakama imemzuia, yuko na vijana 30 ambao katika upande wake ambao haswa wana fit kuweza kusimama haswa, kwa wasijidanganye wengine kwamba mlima hawezi produce kiongozi wa presidential candidate hata kama mahakama. Kwa hivyo hizi kauli kama tutazikumbuka, basi huu ni mtego wa kutengenezwa. Umaarufu umetengenezwa haswa, kisha mwisho wa siku utamkaanga yeye mwenyewe, kwa sababu hawa wengine watafeel kwamba hawana nafasi kwake, yani wananyanyasika kwa aina moja ama kwa kuna moja ama nyingine. Kwa hiyo hapa katika mgawanyiko ambao umefikia haswa, usipozibwa mapema huu ufa, basi mwisho wa siku tutaujenga ukuta, na hivi ndivyo vinavyotakiwa haswa na hawa ndani wa upande wa serikali kuweza kujenga huu maarufu. Na hili lisimwangukie Gachagua, hata Sifuna ambaye ametengeneza maarufu huu, huenda pia akajipata katika hivi viatu, akaona misaada imemwingilia, funding everything, na ajikute kwamba yeye ndio kusema anatosha. Lakini akumbuke kwamba kuna kura ambazo haswa lazima uzipate by all means, kwa sababu lazima upate kura za Wakisii, na ili upate kura za Wakisii lazima mufungamane haswa na kiongozi wao, na kuna kura za Wakamba lazima pia. Katika hili Gachagua akumbuke kwamba lazima, kwa sababu kiumkutali hapa kwa kweli mtu pekee ambaye haswa kabla haswa ya Sifuna ambaye alikuwa anapigiwa pato hapa ni mheshimiwa Kalonzo Musyoka. Taifa lilikuwa limemkubali kabisa, unaona. So katika hii hali huwezi mwambia Kalonzo ndio nakubalika, lakini huna kitu, huna kura za kunitosha, lazima unisikize mimi kwa sababu nina kura. So katika hii hali ambayo ipo kwa kweli inanipa maswali haswa kwa kambi ya united opposition, na wasipochunga wanamwagiwa mpaka hela wazione ziko kwa meza both side. Wale ambao wanakuta kwamba wanahisi kutengwa watatumika, na yule ambaye anajihisi kwamba pia na yeye kwamba na umaarufu zaidi pia naye atamwagiwa hela ili kuchukua.
Okay, thank you. I think Msimamo will be coming back. Allow me to just remind you once again that
naona shangazi yako kaamka hapa, nikaona naleta fujo kidogo, nikabidi nipige mbiu kidogo angalau washughulikiwe. So kiukweli utakuta kwamba hapa kuna kizungumkuti, na ndio pale kwa tunazungumza so kwamba kwa kweli lazima tuangalie njia ya kuweza kumuondoa kiongozi ambaye yuko kwa mamlaka. Inapanda shuka nyingi, pasipo moja basi hakuna kitu wataweza kufaulu. Kwa hiyo nadhani hilo ndio bado limekaa. Kwa hivyo hawa ambao ni wandani, kuna wale ambao wanamaanisha, lakini kuna wale ambao wanatumika kama mod. kuweza kuhakikisha kwamba wamo katika hiyo safari, lakini mwisho wa siku kawaida unavyoelewa Mark kwamba safari ya Kenya, yani ya mamba kenge pia wapo. Kwa kuna kenge ambao sasa hivi watajitokeza waone kwamba sisi tunafinyiliwa. Kauli kama ulivyozungumza ya Unyoka akisema kwamba sisi, kauli ya Uketi wa Juda akisema una Gachagua nafaa kuweza kusimama. Hizi ni kauli ambazo zimepikwa kutoka mahali ambapo hii siasa haswa inapimwa zaidi kwamba nani hapa tukishamkamata vizuri kwamba tutapata loophole ya kupita. Kwa hiyo it's like United Opposition lazima wangamue na warudi katika historia za kina Matiba walivyokanganywa haswa. Mwisho wa siku Mheshimiwa Matiba akaja akajipata na yale ambayo yalimkuta, lakini jinsi walivyogawanywa wakati huo na kina Jirongo na kuwa funded everything, uniforms na everything. So hizo siasa na hizo enzi wazilete, kwa sababu wakati huo hawa wengine ambao wako katika uongozi walikuwa watu wa mbavuni ama vijana wa mkono wakati huo. Kwa hiyo wanaielewa hii siasa. Kwa hivyo akizungumza kwamba anaielewa hii siasa, hamaanishi tu kwamba anazungumza maneno hewa, anaelewa nini anakifanya. Kwa hivyo haya majivuno ya Gachagua apunguze, akumbuke haswa kwamba akidole kimoja cha mkono kikiumia, basi ulazimisha mkono mzima kwamba ufanyi kazi. Asante.
Okay, thank you so much, Bwana Msimamo, for your take. And I would like to just remind our viewers that this is Brother Benson Media, and we are also live on our sister channel Kikao na Sauti. You can always join us via the comment section by simply giving us your views, or we do share a link. You can always click the link and it will direct you to the studio where you can as well come and give us
Mark, allow me to respond to my...
Proceed.
Sorry, Mark, for interrupting you, but I'd want to add something from where my brother Gudi has left. Hapo kwa ndugu yangu hapa, sometimes kuna vitu vingine vinafanyika pasipo kujua kwamba wewe ndio unasetiwa, kwa unajiingiza wewe mwenyewe, unajikanga. Kwa hivyo huyu saamini kwamba yuko na deal na Mheshimiwa Ruto, but anatumiwa sasa. Ndio anaona hiyo tofauti yake ipo na anakuta kwamba akuwin ndio huku, lakini anajikaanga yeye mwenyewe, yani kwa kuweza kuwa set, ametengenezwa awe katika hiyo hali bila yeye mwenyewe kuelewa kwamba ametengenezwa. Kwa lazima angamue hilo kwanza, lakini siamini kwamba wanafungamana kabisa kwa aina moja ama nyingine. Ndio sikataa wanasiasa ni wao watandikapo siku walalapo na hawaaminiki, lakini la hili kimtazamo wangu, huyu jamaa ametengenezwa aswa katika hii hali hii, ili kusudi mwisho wa siku hawa wengine ndo watajitoa wenyewe, kuona kwamba Gachagua sasa alipofikia anajikuta kwamba yeye ndo kila kitu. Hawa watajitoa, wakishajitoa hii loophole ndo imepatikana sasa, jamaa wetu kupita katikati. Asante. Nitaka kuongezea hapo Mark, pole kwa kuinterrupt.
Kuko sawa tu, hata mimi nilikuwa na malizia and I just wanted to remind our viewers that this is Brother Benson Media, and as usual we always say that your opinion counts, and just a reminder that you're also live on our sister channel Kikao na Sauti. Allow me to take this opportunity to say a big thank you to our good followers for the support, for the comments, and of course for your dedication. We really appreciate your presence, and for that reason I'll thank you so much, Brenda. I'll thank you so much, Gudia, Judith. There was also Nagong, Nyakila, and everyone else who has been watching. I want to remind you that we are so much grateful for your continued support. Allow me to also acknowledge the presence of Ento Oket as well, and just remind you that we are so much grateful. There's also a number of people who are watching that probably have not commented or given their views. We acknowledge your presence and we are so much grateful. We hope and believe that we are trying or doing our best to ensure that we have a discussion, of course, on matters affecting or matters related to our nation and the pertinent issues that Kenyans are giving their views on. Msimamo, I'll give you a chance that you can come and give us your final remarks before we close.
Yeah, mimi my final remarks kwamba ni pale pale kwa Mheshimiwa Gachagua asijipate yeye na central yake imetengwa na akaingiliana pale pale ambapo alikuwa panapigwa hesabu ya 40 against 1. Maana uwerevu mwingi mbele huwa ni giza, ama kujua kwingi kisha mwisho wake ni giza huko mbele. Kwa hiyo kwa kila jinsi anavyoaminika, kwa jinsi ambavyo ana articulate vitu vyake well, lakini ngoma ya kulia haikawii kupasuka, maana ajaye huitumia hiyo hiyo ngoma ya kulia, zile zingine zote atazichagua, atagusagusa, mwisho wa siku atatafuta hii inarudia. Kwa hiyo asijipate yeye na namba zake za mlima hazina mashiko, kwa sababu mlima peke yake hauwezi badilisha ile taifa lao, hauwezi simamisha one term. Lazima kura zipatikane kutoka Western, zipatikane kutoka Luo Nyanza, zipatikane kutoka Coast, zipatikane kutoka North Eastern na Eastern na kila pembe ya taifa hili. Na kwa maana wananchi ndio wameamua kwamba walio wengi wameamua kwamba wanahitaji mageuzi, basi asiwe na uwerevu mwingi kisha mwisho wa siku ikawagiza kule tundako. Kwa hiyo atafutane, si yeye aode Muturi awatafute awaite, yeye mwenyewe aende kwa ndugu zake wale ambao anafungama nao, kisha sauti yake sasa, toni yake ianze kutulia kwanza, ili waje katika meza moja na waamini kwamba wanasimamisha presidential candidate mmoja. Kisha wakitoka sasa mazima sasa hivi, kwa sababu ni mwaka tu wenye umebaki, basi kama wanahitaji one term kwa real, basi waonyeshe katika hiyo hali ya kuweza kuonyesha umoja wa taifa kwa kila jamii, kuhisi kwamba ni pattern parcel, kiongozi wake yuko pale kuweza kumrepresent mazima. Lakini kama itaendelea hii ya wao ndani kwa ndani, vita vyao vinaanza kutoka nje sampli hii, basi ajiandae ya mlima kuweza kutengwa, hata kama utakuwa umeamua sauti moja kinamna gani, kisha bila wengine hauwezi fanya lolote. That is my take for today.
Thank you so much. Allow me to also maybe end at this particular moment. And once again, to appreciate and to say a big thank you to everyone who joined us. We really appreciate your presence and, of course, your support. May God bless you wherever you guys are. And we will always be grateful for your presence, for your support, and, of course, for always being there for us. Allow me to appreciate the presence of Benson Simamo for finding time to join us at the panel section, and our good friends at the comment section. We are so much grateful. May God bless you wherever you are, and I want to wish you all the best wherever you are, and may you have yes, Msimamo, you want to say something?
Yeah, hata nilikuwa icha niwakumbuke na ndugu zangu pia, ni waage pia ndugu zangu upande wa pili, maana sikuwa nimefanya hivyo. Gudia Judith, alafu kuna Ang'ong Nyakila, alafu kuna Brenda na wengine wale ambao wanatufuatilia popote kule. Ni waage hasa kwamba kesho ni siku, Mungu akijali, pia tutakuwa papa hapa kuliendeleza, lakini niwapongeze kwa kazi nzuri wale ambao wanatuwakilisha upande wa comment section. Haswa hilo tu ndio nilitaka kuaga ndugu zangu, kwa sababu nilitoka hapa nikiwa na wasiwasi sana, ndugu yangu Mark, kwamba one term it's real, but now inaanza kukitumbua, kinaanza kuingia mchanga tena, na mto huanza hivi hivi tu nyufa kidogo, na mwisho wa siku ukawa mto haswa. Kwa hiyo wajipange zaidi. Thanks a lot, asante kwako. Back to you Mark, na tuonane Mungu akijali.
Okay, thank you so much Simamo. We appreciate, of course, you finding time to always join us. We don't take it for granted. We are so much grateful for you, and we pray, of course, that may God bless you and your family members, as you come out to give your views on matters, of course, affecting or in one way or another matters of the Republic of Kenya. Participating or being part of it, it's not an easy thing. The Constitution gives the people that freedom, but not everyone is available to give their views and to advise. So we appreciate your presence as well. Good year. I've also seen your message. We are so much grateful to you as well. Probably you can just put it through the number instead of the super chat, probably. Yeah, the usual number that we was shared to you previously. We appreciate so much. Thank you so much for finding time to be with us, and as usual, we are grateful. Good year. I'll look for you and probably let you know what or how it went on this other side of VRC. Maybe probably if you find time. There's one in UK, by the way. I'll look for you. We'll discuss much. We'll discuss much on that. And before we close, I want to remind you that, of course, we've had a discussion on why cracks in united opposition. Will they succeed to remove Ruto? That is part of the discussion that we've been having. And we've given quite a number of our views, including the comments that have come from the leaders, the disagreement that we've witnessed, and not just disagreements. We've also seen quite a number of leaders accusing each other, calling each other mole, and also, quite a number of things. And if you'll be watching this, probably you'll have a chance to get to hear part of what we have discussed. And I want to say a big thank you. May God bless all of you, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye. For today, we are